Well, hello once again, my brothers and sisters in Christ. How you guys all doing today? Well, today, guys, in this video, I would like to fulfill my promise that I made about a few videos ago about actually giving you guys the list of the characteristics of the demon Jezebel. Okay, again, this demon definitely, it is a principality of vanity and sexual immorality. Whatever that comes under, that's what this demon is in charge of. And so I just want to share a little bit more with you guys, that I found out as I was actually getting ready for this video. That's very interesting that I believe you all need to hear. Now, this demon really can, as I read you guys this list, you will notice this demon can also, possess men, okay, but it's not more common, okay. With men, I do believe it can. Okay, so let me say this very carefully, okay. It can manifest in men also, okay. And in the way of, for example, I once knew a man who was the only child, okay, and this friend, became a homosexual, and the Lord actually revealed to me that that's actually that spirit of Jezebel. If it's not passed on from, it will get passed down to generation because it's a spirit of sexual immorality. So his parents, his mom, okay, again, I didn't know his dad, but his mom, what the Lord told me was definitely his mom was involved in a lot of sexual immorality stuff. And so that spirit actually got passed down to him to, again, he also did, because of the people his mom was sleeping with. They were also, molesting him also, and so that caused that spirit to really manifest even more in him. But this spirit really can get passed down to men also, because what it does, it feminizes men. Okay, that's what this spirit does. So if it's for a woman, if it's get passed on to a woman, if the spirit of Jezebel get passed on to a woman, but as I read you the list, you will definitely see, okay, that this woman, this demonic spirit actually really does manifest in many different characteristics. But when it comes to sexual immorality, because sexual immorality, the Bible says to us that when people commit sexual immorality, they sin against their own soul. So sexual immorality, yes, greed is bad, lying is bad, all these things are bad. But sexual immorality, there is something about that sin that is so more grievous than every other sin. Every sin is bad, but that's the sexual immorality, because you and I were created with that drive. So therefore, I believe the enemy used the weapon of sexual immorality more than he used other stuff. Not that he doesn't use other stuff, okay? Those other principalities are there too. Greed, mammon, those are principality demons, okay? That's the god of money, okay? So those are there too. But sexual immorality, it just seems to be a more of a in your face more than anything else. And so this is why I'm gonna be talking about this, because this is the spirit of Jezebel in that, and she, okay, Jezebel, this principality demon, this female demon, she's in charge of vanity, okay, sexual immorality and vanity, okay. And so little bit of something that I did find out, guys, that as I was doing some research for this video, that I really want to share with you guys, because I believe this is very important to share too, okay. So the woman Jezebel herself, the person, okay, not the demon. Now the demon is called Jezebel because it's very familiar with Jezebel, and because it pretty much overpowered that woman's life, and it brought many different characteristics with it, okay. And this is how we can know this is a spirit of Jezebel, because as you go through the book of First Kings, of First Kings and on, you can definitely notice her characteristics that she has were very demonic, and in many ways they were very demonic. But again, we're gonna find out those some of those demonic traits. Okay, again, demons are demonic traits that you and I have. That's what they are. They're demonic characteristics like anger, bitterness, unforgiveness. These are all demons. These are all demonic. Okay. And so those characteristics is what God doesn't want us to continue in. He wants to make us like Christ, okay, to where we don't get angry so easy. We are more forgiven, okay? Because demons don't want us to be more forgiving. Demons want us to be impulsive, to always go in anger, right? To never think before we do anything, right? Those are um, demonic influences, demonic characteristics. And this is why, again, God does not want us to have any doors open to demons because they defile the temple. They turn to the temple into something it's not supposed to be, right? So let me read to you guys real quick here a little bit of what else that I found about Jezebel, the person, okay? So Jezebel herself, okay, the person, she was actually dedicated as a child. Okay, she was dedicated as a child. Okay, her father was a priest of Baal. Okay, he was a priest. Okay, so she was already dedicated through family lineage already. And so her father's also name, his name is very, very interesting. Her father's name was Ethbaal. Ethbaal. And if you look up what Ethbaal means, actually his name is very, I mean, it really speaks louder than words. I mean, speaks loud because he lived according to that. Okay. And again, guys, names are very important. This is why we do have to be careful what we name our kids because those names sometimes that's kind of what they live up to. You understand? It is very true because if you think of again Old Testament, you think of the name Achan, right? Achan means like I mean, you and I have used that before. Man, you are aching for some trouble, right? We've used that before because we use that over and over again because that's what pretty much that's what he was in the Old Testament. He was aching for trouble. God says, hey, when you see these things, don't touch it, right? So what did Achan do? Achan went and he coveted and he touched it and he took it to the camp. And that day, 25,000, I believe, of the Israelites died because of his disobedience, right? So sometimes, guys, this is something to really keep in mind too. Okay, just a little note that when one person's disobedient can cost many people. So within your home, guys, within your home, when you have disobedience going within your home, well, that opens doors to the enemy to cause more and more trouble within your home. Because again, all he needs is that one soul that decides, I don't want anything to do with Jesus, and then that will be his weapon that he used within your family. But greater is he that is in us, right? So we need to keep praying for these people, pray for the family member or whoever it is, guys, so that the Satan can no longer continue to use them to get to us. Okay. So, okay, again. So her father's name is Ethbaal. Okay. Ethbaal means to be with Baal, or in cahoot with Baal, or dedicated to Baal. That's what her father's actually name mean. So guys, do you kind of see this? Okay, so her father actually dedicated her to Ashtarte. Okay, and Ashtarte was actually is a goddess of vanity, a goddess of sexual immorality. That's who her father dedicated her to. And so you can definitely see that principality, Ashtarte. And there is something very interesting also I found out about the name Ashtarte. Ashtarte means is the same name for Ishtar, or it's the same name for Easter. Okay, and throughout history, the name has changed of that goddess. Okay, but her name also means the Lady of the Sea. Okay, the Lady of the Sea, or the lady who tread upon the sea. Okay, so very, very interesting things because if you go to the book of Exodus, God says, when he's talking about like, do not make for any of yourself for images, right? Actually, let me look this up for you guys real quick so I can show you, kind of expose these demons a little bit more. Okay, so because I know a lot of people don't believe when you start talking about the marine spirits, a lot of people don't believe in that, right? So they always try to shun that. But I'm going to show you real quick here. This is why God said that, because it's very interesting. I find out that the the principality that possessed Jezebel, her name was Ashtarte. Okay, she's one of the Baals, of course. Okay, and Ashtarte, and that's the demon that possessed that woman, that had dominion over that woman. And so, of course, now, okay, the name is Jezebel spirit because God calls it that. Okay, and it's a spirit of vanity. It's a spirit of of sexual immorality. But let me read this. I really wanted to read this to you guys. For those of you, okay, again, keep up with me here. I'm going to speak a little faster because I'm not trying to make this video that long. So I'm going to try to deliver a lot of information in just very short time, okay? But again, the name Ashtarte actually means the lady of the sea, or the lady who tread upon the sea, right? And so, but if you go to Exodus chapter 20, okay, so I'm going to read this to you guys real quick. Exodus chapter 20, okay, and God says, verse 4 says, you shall not make for yourselves any carved image or in the likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, okay, or that is on the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. You shall not bow down to them nor serve them, for I, the Lord your God, okay, am a jealous God, right? So it's very interesting. So it says here that God says, you shall not bow down to them or serve them, right? And then the last part of verse 4 here, God says, those who are, or that is in the water. Okay, did you hear this? And Ashtarte's name actually means the lady in the water. Okay, now I know a lot of people don't believe in the marine spirits, and believe me, they are definitely at work in our generation. Okay, people's different hair colors that are happening. You have the mermen now, and then you have the mermaids now. Okay, believe me, guys, they are manifesting in our generation like nobody's business, and that's how you know there are new demons in our time, because you never saw that, right? The whole colored hair thing, that was not really a thing. If that was a thing, it was very small. But now it's actually it's big in our generation. The colored hair and all that stuff, and the mermen coloring their beard and all that stuff. Those are those demonic forces, guys, under the waters. Okay, they are manifesting literally before your very eyes, and I know you don't believe it because your pastor says they don't exist, but they do exist, because God has this here for a reason. He says, don't serve those who are under the water. Okay, so that was definitely a quick little note that I found out about Ashtarte. Okay, I wanted to expose that even more, because she is a lady of the sea, but she's in charge of sexual immorality. She's in charge of Satan. You have Satan, and then you have principalities that are under Satan, and each one of this, because Satan is very strategic in his plans. Okay, he has certain demons that are in charge of certain things, because Satan knows humans. He knows how we are stupid, right? We fall for vain things, right? So he knows how to get you and I to fall into sin, and he knows how to target people. Okay, so this principality, Jezebel, that's what she's in charge of. Throughout history, the Greeks and all of them, right? They celebrate her as Diana. They celebrate, all. I mean, you can go on and on and on. Okay, and there's, that how they celebrate this principality of vanity. And so that was a little quick note that I found out also, that Jezebel herself was already dedicated. Okay, she was dedicated as a child, and her obviously her parents has a history of Baal worship. Okay, and so she was dedicated, and so that demon fully embodied her, and literally lived through her, and caused her plans, because, excuse me, she caused many people to fall into sexual immorality. And this is why, like in Revelation, you see that God is saying that you allowed that woman Jezebel, right, to teach my people and to cause my people to fall into sexual immorality, right? So again, guys, like I've said before, there is nothing new under the sun. So this Jezebel spirit is in the church. God even said it to you. She's in the church. She's teaching. Okay, she's teaching in the church. She's causing people to fall in sexual immorality within the church. So this is why, again, guys, these spirits must be confronted, because it's in the church, and it's causing a lot of trouble within the church, and it's causing people, God's people, to fall into sexual immorality. And sexual immorality comes in a lot of different ways. Again, through fashion, through worldly living, all these things are happening. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here, guys, is again a little bit of note again that I did take. Speaking about this principality, is that One thing for sure that you and I have to admit, okay, about these principalities. I took a little bit of other notes here. Um, we need to recognize that this demon is a demon of vanity, okay, and sexual immorality. And second, we need to recognize, yes, that this demon has overtaken the church. Okay, this demon has overtaken the church. And so we need, okay, and the third thing is we need to confront it, and we need to shine the light on it, that we can actually confront these things. Guys, listen, if you do not confront these things, they will continue to stay there. This is why a lot of Christians, they it seems like it's like, man, it seems like they love Jesus, but it seems like there's still things blocking them. It's like they can't go to the next level with God. They can never go to the next level because there are still roots that are so deep rooted inside of them from generation curses or from sins that they've committed, that these demons have never been cast out of them. Okay, and so they can't seem to go to the next level with God ever. They get to a point where they just stay plateau, and that's all there is. Okay, and this is why they get bored and they walk away from God, because there are things that are weighing them down to where they only stay plateau. They never go from glory to glory. They never go to the next level, because these demons, again, is holding them captive, and so they need to be set free from those demons, right? And so this is why you and I do not want demons in our life, because they hold us from growing. They don't want us to grow. We never can go from glory to glory, because again, we get to the point where we get bored. We're just like, okay, you know what? This Christianity thing is boring. We just walk away. Well, these demons just won, because guess what? God, like, he wants to give you experiences. He wants you to have out of body experiences. He wants you to, like, God is the same God yesterday, today, and forever. He has not changed. So the experiences that you and I are seeing in the book of Acts can still happen. But the reason why it's not happening is that because in the book of Acts, people were actually confronting demons. You see it in the book of Acts. The church was confronting demons. So demons felt uncomfortable in the church. Now demons, like, man, they're cozy. They're cozy because nobody's talking about them. Nobody's talking against them anymore. Nobody's want to confront them. So they sit there. They're very cozy in the church, you know. And if you don't confront them, they have every right. Okay, and people are opening doors in their homes all the time to demons, and they're taking them to the church, and so and then the demons follow them home. You know, it's just like it's the buddies with demons, and they don't even know it, and they wonder why is it they've been Christian for almost 50 years, and it seems like they have not grown at all. They have not gone to another level with God, right? So again, it's because those demons are still in their life, and these demons are not allowing them to grow, and that's why you would need them out of your life. Okay, you need to uproot them and get them out. Okay, so so again, guys, so as I read this, like I said before here, you will recognize that some of these traits can fall under men. And like I've said to you, with the story of a friend of mine, was his mom was a prostitute. Okay, and the Lord showed me that the reason why he also became a homosexual is because also the sins, okay, the sins of his mom was visited upon him. Okay, and this is why, again, when you have unrepented sin, well, those sins are still in your lineage. They get passed down to your children. Okay, and God will visit those sins because they never been repented of, right? And so and also, like I said, he was being molested by some other guys who his mom was sleeping with. Okay, which even caused even more of that problem in his life. Okay, so guys, again, so here I go here. I'm going to read the characteristics real quick of the spirit of Jezebel. So guys, again, if you notice some of these some of these characteristics within you, as I read this, because this spirit can also manifest within men, but it is more prone to women, because again, the weapon that women can be for this demon, okay, of sexual immorality, okay, and also women are into more vanity than men are. So this is why women are more prone to have this demon than men. Now with men, this demon, again, as I read this list, you will see this. With men, it might come with anger. Okay, it might come with different traits, right? Or you cannot be faithful to one woman. Okay, that's also a spirit of Jezebel there. Okay, a spirit of immorality. Okay, so again, let me read this list to you guys real quick. Okay, So, okay. So, number one is idol worship. Okay. So, the spirit of Jezebel, love for you and I to commit what you call, um, uh, God said this multiple times to Israel that they were committing spiritual harlotry, right? Because they were constantly worshiping idols. Okay. And so, the spirit of Jezebel caused you to want to worship idols and to commit harlotry. Okay. And so, second one is um, she persuade other people to fall into idolatry or to idol worship. Sorry, she persuade other people to worship idols. Okay, and then three, she hates God's people, or she hates God's prophets. Okay, she absolutely hates God's prophets. You cannot stand them because again, they expose them. They expose her because Elijah was exposing her, and she hated Elijah. Okay, out of everybody, because everybody was good with her because again, all Israel fell under a. Oh, praise the Lord! Listen to this, guys. All Israel actually fell under her manipulation. All Israel. Okay, because that's why it got to the point where Elijah actually went and confronted them and says, "Hey, guess what? If Baal is God, you worship Baal. If if the God of Israel is God, then you worship Him. How long must you choose between the two?" Right? So again, so she hated the prophets because the prophets were confronting her sins and the people that she's persuaded to fall under her sins with her. Right? So she was really good with that. Okay. So she hated God's word. Four, she caused division. Okay, so she definitely caused division among Israel for sure, because more of the people started worshiping Baal than worship the God of Israel. So God was angry. This is why rain was not being brought down and so on and so forth. Okay, five, she was a wife. Okay, but she did not want to be under the rule of her husband. She did not want to be under the rule of her husband. Okay, she wants power. Okay, she always wants power. So you women out there who just love power, right? Well, that's the characteristics of Jezebel for sure. Okay, and not wanting to be under the authority of your husband. That's the characteristics of Jezebel. Okay, um, and seven. Okay, she was very selfish because she was definitely constantly thinking about herself. Like I said, definitely read the book of Kings, and God will reveal some of these characteristics to you. Okay, vain. Okay, she was definitely vain. Like to be in charge. Okay, definitely she loved to be in charge. Okay, drinking and parties, because that's one of the things she used to do for Baal. She used to throw parties and orgies and all that stuff. Okay, parties and orgies, definitely spirit of Jezebel, because that's sexual immorality. Okay, under the influence of alcohol, well, that's also can be that spirit. That spirit comes in different characteristics. Okay, this is why it can be both men and women, but it definitely uses women more and more the seductive way. That's when it uses the women. Okay, and of course in different other ways too. Seductive is 12. She was impulsive. Okay, she hated she hated when Elijah came by. It made her angry. She says, "I will cut off your head." Right? She just got to the point where she was angry. She was very impulsive. Okay, she was definitely immoral. She was a prostitute. Okay, for sure. She liked the people to prostitute themselves for Baal. Okay, um, and then she loved jewelry. Okay, now jewelry again, guys. Jewelry can be many different things: rings, nose rings, tongue rings, you name it. Jewelry. Okay, well, a necklace, everything that can be jewelry. She loved that stuff. Okay, both men and women. Now it can be under this demonic manipulation. Okay, she loved makeup. She definitely caked herself, okay, to when Jehu was heading towards her, because God was about to use Jehu to pretty much, well, to put an end to that woman and her tyranny. Um, what did she do? She caked her face. It says that she caked her face to beautify herself. Why? So she can seduce Jehu and take Jehu off track from doing what God is called Jehu to do. So, guys, this is again what the spirit of Jezebel does do. The spirit of Jezebel, believe me, is in the church, because this is kind of part of my story also. Because I remember when I first came to be a Christian. Again, I'm gonna make this quick, guys. I first became a Christian and I was on fire for the Lord. I was fasting and having all these experiences. But then I remember one day I was coming out of church and then this girl just passed right in front of me, literally right in front of me. It's like she was meant to just pass right in front of me so I can like, and my eyes would just gaze at her. I don't know what it was, right? Because I've been to that church multiple times, but this, it's like I was on fire for the Lord and I know the Lord was using me in multiple ways. And then this girl just passed right by me. She was in church also. She was a Christian, okay? Anyways, I saw her, and then all of a sudden, my eyes just really gazed at her, and I just couldn't stop looking at her. Anyways, long story short, I did end up falling into sexual immorality with her. But you know what happened after that, guys? My spirituality was sucked out of me. Okay, I ended up falling into back to drinking, back to pornography and all this stuff. Why? Because again, that the enemy used that girl who was supposedly a Christian, because a lot of you guys think because people are in church that means they're Christian. No, the devil has them there. A lot of, actually, I would say more like 80% now of people who are in church, okay, if not even more, or literally there for the enemy to use them to cause those who truly want to walk with God to fall into sin. Believe me, I know that for a fact in many stories, okay? So again, not everybody's in the church is actually really there for the right purpose, okay? So again, she likes makeup. She's a liar. She's territorial. She's sly and she's cunning, stubborn, manipulative, arrogant, haughty, or sorry, haughty and unrepentive and prideful. Okay, and prideful, and I'm almost here. I'm almost done here with the list, guys. She's a trickster. She demands praise. Okay, she demand praise. She's definitely she's a cheater and she's unholy. Okay, she's unholy. She does not like holiness. You have to understand this. Okay, the Jezebel spirit does not like holiness. Okay, I want you guys to definitely understand that. So, guys, again, I hope that this list really helped you guys really understand how this spirit works. And I hope it really did help you guys. I know I kind of try to go a little faster because my kids here, they're out of bed and I can definitely hear them making noise. And so, guys, again, I just wanted to really shine the light upon this spirit and the different characteristics that this spirit brought. Right? So, guys, if you're not in the habit of fasting, in the habit of praying, please start doing so, because again, by doing this, you will weaken the flesh, and these demons will not continue. Again, if you don't have deliverance, if you don't have a ministry of deliverance around you, then get in the habit of fasting so that you can weaken the flesh, so that these demons can be cast out of you. Okay, because the Lord has shown me, if you read Isaiah 58. Okay, this is a way for us to actually also get deliverance is through fasting. Okay, so this is why you and I, we have to get in that habit. Okay, so God bless you guys. Okay, so I will continue again to speak the truth in this channel, and again, guys, please stay focused on the Lord Jesus in this time. And it's good for us to know about these demons and their characteristics, because if we notice them in us, then it's time for us to deal with them and to call them out for who they are. They are destroyers, okay? They come to steal the glory that's meant to be in us. They come to steal our relationship with God, so that's why we want nothing to do with them, okay? So God bless you guys. Until next time.